The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Rachel Scripa. She's a designer at Roma Tile and Marble. Attorney James Alexander, the founder of James Alexander Law, will stop by. Bob Molta, owner of Slot Car Central. And finally, we'll wrap things up with Amy McNamara. She's the owner of Pick Your Stitch. All here on The Local Show as we get ready. Are you all strapped in, Sonia, ready to go?
100% ready to go.
Do you feel like you're trying to fill the shoes of Steve?
Those are some pretty big shoes.
Yeah,
he's a giant.
He is. So you don't feel any pressure or anything?
No, not at all.
You're
Always just happy to hang out with you.
Good. Well, and same here. I'm happy to hang out with you. Rachel, how are you?
I'm doing good. Glad to see that the sun's back out after a little bit of a dreary weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's been rather wet. You know, my tree, I have a crab apple tree, I guess they call it. Beautiful pink blossoms in the spring. I mean, the thing is just breathtaking. Well, it did its spring thing, then it died. Like the leaves started falling off it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? So I call up Bartlett Tree, because they've been on the show a couple of times, and he says, you got a fungus among us. It's a fungus thing that happens to these crabapple trees, and now I'm going to have to get it, we got to do like a fertilizer. The tree's not dead, so I don't have to replant, but we got to do a whole regiment of things.
Well, at least you know you just didn't look at it wrong.
Yeah.
You never know with plants.
You never know. But and he said it's because of the wetness and how much moisture we've had.
Oh, okay.
Which created this fungus.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Rachel, what's your background? Where'd you come from? Are you homegrown?
So, yeah, I am born and raised in Syracuse, New York.
Gotcha.
So I've been here my whole life.
What side of town?
Yeah. So I'm over on the east side of Syracuse, kind of near Lemoyne College.
Yeah.
In that area.
Did you grow up in that side of town? Or?
I moved there in my teen years, so
Okay.
I'd say to some extent. Before that, we were in Liverpool.
Okay. What high school did you go to then?
I went to Liverpool.
Okay, you went to Liverpool.
I did,
Yeah,
yeah.
and finished off there. Good, okay. Won't hold that against you.
I try not to hold it against myself. I love it.
Did you go to college for anything, or did you go right into the workforce?
So pretty much right into the workforce, and then a little bit down the road as an adult, I did go back to school. So I got a little bit of a background in interior design.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
And that's what brought you to Roma. Did you do something before Roma?
So actually, I worked up on Syracuse University and waitressed for about 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's...
at Fagan's. So
Oh, no
I'm sure
kidding,
there's a lot of
yes.
people stomping grounds at some point in their college career.
Well, you don't look that old. I mean, I'm 60 years old, but way back in the 80s, yeah, I used to bounce at Fagan's.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and then
okay.
I was a DJ because that's my background, right?
Yeah.
So I DJ'd at Sutter's, and when I wasn't DJing, I would bounce. And so when they hired me over to Fagan's, and they said, "Oh, you bounce over there. Well, you can bounce over here." And it's like, well,
Yeah.
But those were great places. Fagan's.
Oh, yeah.
Probably,
Oh, my gosh, yeah. It's a different world up there now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That time.
a little bit.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I don't even understand how the roads go anymore. I don't know what's open, what's not.
It's completely different.
Yeah,
So,
wacky. Okay, so
yeah.
you did that, and then what brought you to Roma?
So I had started to try to get back into the world of design.
Okay.
And this wonderful family that I know, they own a nonprofit organization called In My Father's Kitchen.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, John Tomino.
Oh,
Yeah.
John.
We got him on the
He's
show
wonderful.
coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, good. He's great. So he had a project where they were opening this life house for women that were transitioning, and
Yes.
they were looking into finding somebody to design that project. And I kind of stumbled across that project and was hired on as the designer, or voluntarily, I guess, provided my time as the designer for that. And by chance, a girl I had worked with at Fagan's some time back was also employed by Roma Tile. So I stopped in there looking, and the opportunity presented itself, and I've been there since. It's been about 5.5 years.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So Roma has a great reputation in town. Do you work primarily with consumers, or do you work with home builders?
Both.
Okay.
We work with a lot of the local home builders, designers, and there's residential people that walk in, consumers, retail customers. So we open our doors to everybody.
Now, I haven't been into Roma in a while. Give us the breadth of products that they have, because I don't know everything that they sell.
Sure. So countertop installations drives our business. We do a lot of quartz, granite, soapstone, marbles, full house, vanity tops, kitchens. We also sell tile. So we have an abundance of different companies that tiles you can source from. We don't install the tile itself, but there's multiple vendors that we sell tile for as well.
Yeah. That's, what do you find the biggest trend is right now?
I was wondering that too.
Yeah, so it's funny, everything comes full circle. So I think a lot of people are finding their way back to more organic styles. So you see the wood cabinets coming back, some of those natural stones, travertines, and a little more of that feel that kind of went away for a while when the grays were all introduced. Still a lot of grays, but...
Yeah. Is marble, quartz, marble, or granite? What's the most popular surface?
Yeah, so this is, I think, like the big debate between everybody. So granite and quartzite are phenomenal products to put in your kitchen.
Right. Yes.
Marble starts to get a little finicky, especially like your white Carreras. They're very soft. They stain. They etch.
Okay,
so those are usually not recommended.
Yeah.
We do have a big move towards people opting to do them anyways. But, quartz is man-made. You don't have to seal it or anything along those lines.
Oh, no kidding.
A little more subject to heat issues, so hot pots and pans out of the oven you wouldn't want to put on it.
Right.
Granites and quartzites are pretty much indestructible in those ways. They do have to be sealed.
You know what? My granite is tough. I get bummed out because if you get just a little slop of butter on there, or I'm making the sauce. I am full Italian, so I'm making sauce all the time. So I do that, and it stains and it gets all yellowy, and then I gotta, even though it's sealed.
How long ago did you have it put in?
Last year, and so I have to, use the little tricks. You probably sell stuff that will get those kinds of oil stains out. What's it called?
Poultice.
Poultice, yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I make my own concoction with baking soda and whatever else I use.
Baking soda fixes everything.
You would think.
Seems
Everything.
To be that way. That and white vinegar, I hear a lot of good stuff about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, is that common with granite, or?
It's not super common.
Oh, okay.
It could be that it's maybe a granite that tends to be more porous.
I see.
So maybe some of the sealer's worn off. Usually we use a 15-year sealer, so you don't really run into
wow.
that so often. So I don't know. I mean, it could also be that maybe whatever was being cleaned with in that area, it was being cleaned with, might have opened up the pores in that sealer.
Okay.
Because if you're using white vinegars and things like that, it can start to break down.
So do you have a sealer over there for people, and could I reseal?
You could potentially reseal, yeah. So there is a sealer that we sell.
Okay.
It runs around $85.
Oh, my goodness.
It should be a 15-year, so it should last quite some time. Easy to put on.
Easy to put on, okay. Yeah, I might have to come and see you for that, because I'd like to do that. Anything you want to tell people, if they come in, should they see you and talk about their kitchen remodel or bathroom or whatever?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we work with a lot of, like I said, different contractors and companies, so it's always requested to give a quick call. You can ask for myself, Rachel. Some of our local contractors work individually with other people, so we have different accounts that we work with. So if you just call us, give us that information, we're more than happy to work with you. And
well, what's the phone number? You tell me. What do you got?
Sure. You can reach Roma Tile at 315-471-7856.
Great. And the website, romatileny.com.
You can, yes. You can send an email.
Lots of pictures there and email. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, Rachel, it's great to meet you. I hope to have you on again.
Well. Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with attorney James Alexander, the founder of James Alexander Law, JamesAlexanderLaw.com, right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.